The Telesto is a returning exotic fusion rifle from Destiny 1. The main perk is Unplanned Reprieve. Fusion projectiles attach and detonate with a delayed void blast. The other interesting perk is Harbinger's Pulse. Basically, getting a multi-kill with this weapon will reload your kinetic and energy weapons from reserves. Let's see how these perks work. First, Unplanned Reprieve. It works pretty much like in Destiny 1, which is you shoot and each projectiles will be attached to whatever they touch and will detonate a split second after, causing a small explosion for each projectiles. That is really good for clearing a large group of enemies. Another good thing is that since the damage is done by the projectiles that are attached to a target, there's no damage fall off. The damage will always be at its best when hitting a target. It's a bit like some sort of explosive rounds, but for a fusion rifle. Last thing that is pretty cool is that you can use these projectiles as some sort of trap. When an enemy walks on projectiles on the ground or walks right next to some on the wall, they will detonate. It will not make as much damage as if you were hitting the target directly, but still, it's a pretty fun ability. The projectile stays active for 10 seconds before exploding. This only applies to projectiles that doesn't directly hit a target. The next part of the perk is pretty easy to understand. Basically, when you get a multi-kill, so at least 2 kills quickly one after another, it will reload your kinetic and energy weapons. Nothing super useful. I always tend to reload when my mag is getting low, so this is not super useful for me. The thing is that it reloads your guns from your reserves. If it would give you ammo, that would be a better perk in my opinion. At the moment, it just takes what you already have, so if your kinetic has no more ammo, this perk won't do anything since the reserve is empty. Now let's talk about PvE. This gun is really fun to use. It will not be the most powerful power weapon or anything like that, but I can see this gun being extremely good when doing nightfalls with the Prism modifier, the one that increases the damage done by a different elemental source every 30 seconds or so. The damage it does is pretty good, nothing close to what the Merciless can do, but still. A shot with the Shock and Awe fusion rifle did 2,149 damage to this public event boss. I switched to the Telesto right after, and without counting on the impact damage, which is super low and doesn't really impact the numbers, it did 2,394 damage. Keep in mind that the Telesto has a faster charge rate and lower impact, but still able to deal more damage with the projectile explosions. Again, the damage is not crazy good, but since it creates an explosion instead of just damaging the target you landed your shot on, this can be a very good ad clearing weapon. I would recommend this gun in most activities. It's a good all-around weapon that will serve you well in most situations. If you're looking to deal massive damage to a boss though, I would go with the Merciless without any hesitations. Now let's talk a bit about PvP. It acts the same way as in PvE, so there's not much to say here. Fusion rifles are in a really good spot in PvP in my opinion, so if you like using fusions, you will like using Telesto. The only downside is that since what will kill the target is the projectile explosion, and that it procs a split second after it lands, that means you have to keep in mind that there is a short delay before the target actually dies, as opposed to regular fusion rifles that deals their full damage as soon as you hit the target. Still, I enjoyed using it. Setting some kind of traps with the projectiles was pretty fun. It can act as a good zone control strategy since most people won't go near the projectiles on the wall since it might detonate and damage them. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leaving a like would be nice. You can also subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.